everyone, it's me, Char, like Lost in the Web, and today I'm going to read to you some more Lost in a Book. So with further ado, let's get started. Lost Book, Chapter 20. It's you, Belle. I should have known, the beast said, the concern on his face softening into relief. What's the matter? Belle asked. Nothing now, he said. I smelled smoke and wanted to make sure nothing was out of sorts. I couldn't sleep, so I decided to get a hot drink and read. Belle gestured at the crackling fire. Would you like to join me? The beast nodded, and they both sat down in front of the fireplace. I'm surprised you're up. I thought you'd be snoring like a sailor. Why, thank you. After all the skating you did today, why can't you sleep? Something woke me. An owl, I think, she fibbed. She didn't want to tell him the truth about being lonely and missing her father. But the beast saw through the fib. Belle, I know this is not what you wanted, he said, looking down at his paws. Is there anything else we can do for you? Belle put her mug down. Butterflies were fluttering in her stomach. Steeling herself for an angry reaction, she said, Yes, there is. My life changed forever, all because of a single rose. I want you to tell me why. The beast sat down in his chair. His eyes went to the fire. Roses have thorns, and thorns leave wounds. He spoke the words so quietly that Belle wasn't even sure he had meant for her to hear them. But she had, and she sensed a deep sorrow in them. It caught her completely off guard. She'd been prepared for roaring and snarling, not soft-spoken sadness. Wounds can heal if you pull the thorns out, she said. For some, perhaps, the beast said. It's now or never, Belle thought. She plunged ahead. Have you ever heard a tale of Androcles and the Lion? She asked, holding up the copy of Aesop's Fables. The beast shook his head. He looked concerned. Belle, don't, he said. But Belle didn't listen. She got out of her chair and knelt by his leg and knelt by his leg and began her tale. A long time ago, there was a slave named Androcles. His master was very cruel, so Androcles ran away. When night fell, he took shelter in a cave, tired and hungry. But the cave was a lion's den, and the lion was in it. He came out of the shadows, growling and baring his teeth. As Belle spoke, she took one of the beast's paws into her hands. Poor Androcles, she exclaimed. Terrified, he cowered against a wall, certain he was about to die. But then, just as he thought all was lost, the lion held out his paw. Slowly Belle uncurled the beast's own knotted paw. Androcles saw that the paw was bloody and swollen, she said. Shoring up his courage, he approached the lion. A thorn was stuck in the pad. Ever so gently, Androcles pulled it out. Then the lion was grateful and helped Androcles in turn by hunting food for him. A few days later, though Androcles was captured, he was thrown in prison, and eventually he was made to fight wild animals in an arena for the emperor's pleasure. And one of those wild animals was the very lion Androcles had helped. The beast cut in a bitter note in his voice. The creature recognized him and lay down at Androcles' feet. The emperor was so amazed he granted Androcles his his freedom, and they all lived happily ever after like people in fairy tales do. But life isn't a fairy tale, Belle. Actually, neither is the story of Androcles, said Belle. It's a fable. It has a moral to it, a point, about how friends help each other. The beast withdrew his paw from Belle's hand. And you're telling it to me, does that have a point? Yes, it does. You are like the lion. There's a thorn lodged deeply in you. It pains you greatly and causes you to... The beast shot to his feet so abruptly he knocked his chair over. It hit the floor with a booming crash, making Belle flinch. Be careful, Belle. Not all who try to befriend lions succeed, he said, his fur bristling. Belle saw that she'd cut close to the bone. She sensed the beast's rising anger, but she didn't back away from it. She was angry herself. She was trying so hard, and the beast wasn't trying at all. What are you going to do? She asked. Stand up? Roar at me? Snarl and snap like you did when I went to the West Wing? No, I'm going to leave because I'm finished with this discussion. Finished with silly stories and even sillier metaphors, he said, starting toward the door. But Belle ran ahead of him. No more metaphors, no more symbols, no more similes, she said, blocking the door. What aren't you telling me? I know there must be more to this curse than you or anyone will say. If I am to live out the rest of my life and days here, I deserve to know the truth, don't I? The beast stopped. A long growl came from his throat. It unnerved her. She'd seen his rage before. She knew it was like a living thing, a cruel, malicious demon. Stop, a voice inside her head said. Don't push him any further. You don't know what he'll do. But Belle ignored it. I know about your childhood. I know about the ball and the enchantress. I know it happened to you, but that doesn't mean you have to live your life this way. The beast's eyes narrowed. His ears flattened against his head. I believe I have a better question. Why did your father come here? Why did you? I didn't ask him to. I didn't ask you to. I didn't ask for any of this, he shouted. And I did, Belle shouted back. The beast clenched his paws. He looked away. You don't know, Belle. You don't even know what you're asking, he said. Then tell me, she said, plaintively. Please. The beast raised his eyes to hers, and the pain Belle saw in their blue depths was so profound it pierced her heart. I would tell you everything if I could, Belle, he said, brokenly. I'd give you the answers to your questions, the keys to this cursed castle, the secrets of my heart, but I can't. Please understand, I can't. And then he was gone, through the doorway, out of the library. And Belle was alone once again. All right, everybody, that was chapter 20. So thank you for listening and watching, and have a good rest of your day. This is Char, like Charlotte's Web. Please leave any likes and feel free to subscribe. And stay tuned for more Lost in the Book, chapter 21. Bye.